Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome back, Pickle. I think tonight I will be doing Delegate, which is a Windows box. Oh, hey Sinbad. So let's connect to Hack the Box and start up the VM, shall we? I had to change the playlist from last time because Twitch told me that I had some copyrighted music, although the playlist should have been free, but... Oh, and I see the chat is now working on the stream as well, which is good. How was everyone's weekend? Well, Pickle, that's not very nice, but you know, and Sinbad, yours seems to have been a better weekend than mine. With the recent rain that we've had here, we had some water issues in the house, so been doing a bit of plastering on the side. What's your streak on Try Hack Me? Nice. Let's see. Okay, so we have dc1 delegate.vl. Let's add that to our host, right? Um, right, well, that's running. Let's see, because we have the SMB port open. Let's see if we have guest access to SMB while the full port scan is running. Okay, so we have some shares there. Let's see what files we can find in here. Why did you die? Probably the port scanning is killing it, or my internet is dying. One or the other. Hopefully not the internet. Let's kill that. I think my internet might be. Or is it the box? Yeah, I'm thinking about VPN as well, or the box itself. VPN seems fine. No errors there. But it's very, very slow. I might, if this keeps going on, I might just reboot the box. Actually. Let's see. Scripts. Okay. Nope. We can check the policies with BloodHound once we get there. I'm not gonna spend time looking through that. So we have a username and a password. Right. And we see that it's actually using a shared drive. But let's put that in our credentials. Right. So NXC SMB, but instead of using the guest user, we're just going to use this user. With the password 123, but in a different format. Do you guys know how to disable the caching for NXC? Because that seems to be annoying. Or no. Yeah, funny enough, Sinbad, it worked with the guest user, but it doesn't work with a normal username and a password. So, what's the syntax for DC? Just DC. Or maybe the domain. Let's see. Yeah, so it was the domain name. Thanks, Sinbad. But we don't have any more privileges, just read on the same values as before. But since we have a password, we can run BloodHound. So luckily we have the command from last time when we ran it. Bricks. Okay, so we have BloodHound data. Now we need to bring up BloodHound and import that data. Let me just take some screenshots for the notes. Right. I might have to delete the data. Yes, I have old data in there that needs to be removed. From baby 2 when we've done that on stream. Come on, have you finished? No. They should make a command when you bring up the Docker containers for this to be automatically cleaned. Maybe they have. I just haven't checked. There we go. Now it's empty. So we're doing delegate today. BloodHound. Okay, I'll have to look at that. I was just hoping that the Docker container has a command when you bring it up. It might. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Oh well. So let's mark this user as owned. We have one outbound control. Oh, we have a generic right. Okay. So we can exploit this. Let's see. So we can use targeted kerberoast to kerberoast this user, then get the ticket and try to crack its password. I've never used targeted kerberoast before. At least I don't think so. I don't remember. So let's get it. Oh, apparently I do have it locally, so I might have used it in the past. Is there a VN virtual environment? Yes, there is. Okay. So let's see what we actually need for this to work. So we need, here it would be delegate .vl, controlled user is a.briggs, password is, but let's see what options we need. Mm. Yeah, this one says that the option should be uppercase, not lowercase, as BloodHound says. Or actually, BloodHound was right. And format, we need hashcat. For output file, we can specify that. Okay. So we need a request username in here, which will be N Thompson. Oh, just one. We need output file tag O, and we need format is hashcat. So the tag O will be Thompson hash. So let's see. Why is it stalling? Okay, that's annoying. Is Hack the Box's VPN having issues at the moment? Or I assume you guys can still hear me okay? Thank you. So it might be the VPN then. Thank you. So it might be the VPN then. Thank you. So it might be the VPN then. Okay. I think the tool that Simbad recommended for me a while back could do this. Right, well, that doesn't work, so let's try body AD. AD. We need domain. We need username and password, just like the other one. So set object and Thompson. We need to set the SPN, so that would be service principal name. Chiefs. That's Psycho. Let's see if that works. What don't you like? Do you need host as well? Okay. So we have that done. Thank you for the follow. And now we need to do in packet get user SPN for that. Get user SPN, and we have delegate a Briggs with the password. What's his password? Password 123. Let's specify the DCIP because there we go. Then we need to request user and Thompson. Let's copy that to our notes. Invalid credentials. Seems to be picky about the order in which you... What? Let's specify the domain as well if we can, but it's already specified there. So we need to request user. We have that. We have the target as well. Would be nice if I could spell. And again, wrong command. There we go. So we've got the hash now. We can crack that with hashcat. So let's see. Where's... $13 to 100. So hashcat tag 13100 0 and dot and it cracks. So we have now a password for N. Thompson. Hello. Just trying to have some fun around here, so welcome. I'm just taking my notes as well. So we have a password for N. Thompson, which is Caleb2341. Let's add that to users pass. So we now have N. Thompson with Caleb, and we have A. Briggs with password 123. So let's mark that user as owned in BloodHound as well. And let's see. We are a member of remote management, so we can try WinRM to see if that will work. It should, but in any case, actually let's do it via NXC first. WinRM. And the password was Caleb123. Yay, we have a shell. Let's get our user flag first, then we can move on to... I think I'll probably go with Sliver as well for this one. I want to test out more Sliver 1.6 because I've only used it once for one of the machines before. This machine is very, very slow. Well, that's doing its thing. Let's do... Okay. I might need to reconnect the VPN. Let me do that because it's just... yeah, it's throwing out some errors and I don't know why. Okay. Seems like it doesn't want to connect me to that VPN. Let me switch real quick. I'll switch to a different VPN server. But now we have to wait for the machine to boot up on the new VPN. Hopefully this one won't have issues. And now I need to regenerate the payload because I have a different IP address. 174. Not sure what's going on with Hack the Box tonight, but it's very slow. Definitely not my internet, because I'm getting almost gigabyte speeds at the moment. Welcome, a great salami. We're just waiting at the moment for Hack the Box to give us an IP address, which they just have. But lucky for us, we can still use the same credentials as before, because those wouldn't have changed. There we go. And we finally have our user flag. And we have we need to kill that job. MTLS, because our local IP address has changed, so our VPN IP address changed. Okay, and you can we can use desktop. 174. we can just start it like this. The only problem is we will have to keep the WinRM session open, but that's not really a problem. Oh, there's AV to be bypassed here. That's not a problem. Nah, I'm not concerned about that. But we will have to compile something. And I will change my payload type. So, jobs K2. And where are my notes? So, let's do profiles, new MTLS 1010 14174 443. Let's use 443. Format shellcode, and we're gonna name it delegate. Okay, stage listener URL HTTP 1010 14174 80. Profile delegate. I did not expect to see Defender running on the box, just because it's a medium box, but not a problem. Do I need to set this to? That's new. In 1.5 you could set the URL to port to HTTP. It even on over MTLS it didn't require HTTPS. While that's running, no, I don't need the service. What I do need, that one. There we go. We can just do HTTPS 1010 14174. That was our IP address. That's gonna be the process that we're gonna be impersonating. Okay. Projects. Target, release. And we have this one, which we're going to be copying to our machine. Which is delegate, exploit, and we can put that there. Let's see. Okay. So we have the profile. So why is it failing to generate a listener? I know why. Because I have the Python port already listening on port 80. If that's the case, then yeah, I forgot to close that one. I wonder if that's the case, but they should really put a different error message there. I might need to revert to 1.6. Not sure what they've done in this version, but even the compilation takes a lot longer than before. In any case, we should have, yeah, we have Rust harder there. No, it's still giving me unsupported protocol. profiles. Let's follow their format shellcode. That's the only thing that I need really. So 10.10 14.174. Yeah, but it's generating it on 8888, which I don't want because I have something else listening on that port. Let's do 8443. Let's see, anyone else complaining about this? Let's see. What I don't want to use a beacon, I want what was there? So we need to generate delegate. That's interesting. Okay, so right, so sliver doesn't work, and I'm not gonna waste my time with it, or your time with it. So let's do that adaptics. Yeah. Hide on client, listeners. We don't have any listeners, so we need to create one. Okay. Generate agent, and we need shellcode. So the only difference is we now have ADP dot nothing there, and we need to serve that so we can grab it from our Rust handlers. So let's do 8080, and then in the Rust application we just do 8080 ADP, and we rebuild that. We copy it over. And in here we can do button port 8080. I've never used adaptics with this loader, so let's see. It should be just a simple GET request. Am I actually... Oh. That's why. ADP, and we have a beacon running on that machine using a Rust loader that bypasses Defender. The code for that, you can find it in my Discord. It's all public repos, so there are a few versions of it. There's one that compiles to a DLL, there's one that compiles to a service binary. But as you can see, this one spawns a new process and then injects the shellcode there. And there's also one that runs in the same process as you started. So okay, so let me just write in my notes what we've done for this, because would have been nice to get Sliver to work, but at some point I'll have to look into it as to why. Why it doesn't work, so. Right. I don't think I have that command added, but that's a good point. I'll add it. Signs. I'll share the link now. Give me a second. Okay, so we can add workstations to a domain. Which means we could add a machine and then force the DC to authenticate to that machine. And then capture the hash for the DC. That could work. Let's see what let's see. What happened with AD security? I do want to run seatbelt as well. So for that I need to... well, I can close that one. Anyone else having problems with the stream? Okay. No, not that one. This one. Where was it? Shop collection. Execute assembly. While that's running, I do have a question. Would you guys want to see some programming streams as well with developing stuff like the Rust harder or anything of that sort? If yes, we can do some together. I've been working on a project to make Covenant work with .NET 9, and I'm trying to implement SOX proxy over the HTTP beacon. That might be something that you'll see on stream at some point. Okay. Well, if we... Yeah, I've seen the delegate as well, but I was just waiting for seatbelt to basically finish. Let me just... Yep. And now we have the Discord command. Let's have a look through seatbelt, shall we? Well, what's your skill level? First of all, do you know a bit of Linux? A bit of where do you start? Well, at the moment I'm doing Hack the Box, but Hack the Box is quite a bit more advanced from that point of view. Even easy and medium machines require a bit more knowledge. So from that point of view, I would suggest maybe try Hack Me or doing the Hack the Box Academy modules, but you would have to pay for that. Try Hack Me, on the other hand, is free. And again, if you have any questions or you're stuck with something, feel free to ask on Discord. I'm happy to help. At the moment, I have quite a lot of time during the day as well, so. Yeah, so Pickle is doing Try Hack Me at the moment as well. He said earlier he's on his day 26 for streak, so it keeps you engaged. Okay, let's see those privileges again, because I didn't see anything that jumped out from seatbelt itself, so. So, add the workstation, and we have enabled, we have delegation enabled, so that means we can add a computer and then add it to unconstrained delegation. Let's see how we do that. To be fair, with these privileges, we might not even had needed adaptive beacon, but it's always fun to play around with them. So we need the impact kit, add computer, don't we? Yeah. So let's see what we need for this one. We need computer name, computer pass. Actually, we just need computer name. In packet, PCIP. And with it, 1 dash, not 2. Same as that one. What do we need? Computer name. Let's do psycho. And then we have the target, which is our username and password. Yeah, which is delegate.vl / and Thompson. Oh, go away. Caleb. Okay. Okay, so we've added our machine account. Now, okay, have a nice evening. And good luck with your exam. Sorry, I just saw the chat message now. So we have a machine account. Now we need to add it for delegation. For that, I'm gonna go back to bloody AD. And we've done this before with bloody AD. There we go, Caleb. Host. What's the IP address? Okay. No, this is what we need. Host name would be psycho $, that's the computer name. Add UAC. Okay. So memory, I think the command of VM has 16 gigs, and space I have a bit more. I think like 500 gigabytes or something like that, but I have a lot of files there. Okay, so now that is done. So yeah, this one is not needed anymore. We don't need that because we've already compiled everything that we needed anyway. And I can show you. So I think yeah, it has 16 gigs of RAM allocated and definitely more than 250 gigs. Yeah, 400 gigs of space and 8 CPUs. And Kali has 32 gigs of RAM allocated. So we have the flag. We need KRB relay. Do I have it locally? Yes. Okay. That's not good. Right. No. Right, so we need to add an SPN for our machine for this to work. So what options do we need for that? Username, password, target, the computer name. Okay, so UP. Let's just copy that. Domain is still there, isn't it? No, we just have the DCIP. That's fine. So with the initial issues, it seems like the EU VPN from Hack the Box was having some trouble. Since I switched to the US one, now seems to be okay. SPN as chiefs at Psycho. Target Psycho $, because that's the computer, that's the machine account. And we need to provide, the last one should be the IP address that we connect to, which is the same one as this one. Let's see. Hopefully the machine hasn't reset itself, so we have to redo all the steps. Okay, so that one doesn't work, but we've done the SPN with Bloody ID, so let's try that. Bloody ID. Set object. And here the object name is $. Yeah. Getting tired, sorry guys. Okay, so now we have the SPN done. So we have the SPN done. We have the trust for delegation for that machine. Here's a weird thought. Why don't we run BloodHound again to see the machine? So we delegate loot BloodHound 2, and then where's my BloodHound command? Because that would actually allow us to visualize the machine that we've just created as well. So let's run it with N Thompson this time. No, it's BloodHound 2. There we go. I don't think I've ever used find delegation. I normally just go for BloodHound. But let's see what... so we do have the data. Let's import it into BloodHound. And while that's working, if we go in here and we do... we should see, yeah. There's the machine. So... okay, thanks for that. I'll have a look. So that's complete. Explore. If we search for the machine is allow unconstrained delegation, true. So if we do DC, there we go. Now BloodHound is showing a path for us to get to the DC. So basically coerce to get TGT. So Linux abuse. I don't want to run Rubius. I I think we need to add a DNS entry for our machine, don't we? For this to actually work remotely. Because we need to be able to tell the DC where to actually log into. Because, yeah, we have Adaptix, but with Adaptix and even Sliver, running Rubius with Monitor is a bit of a... Yeah, so it the new version of BloodHound does show a lot of that now. It's good. It does have its drawbacks. For example, I cannot use it in Brave because of the OpenGL's stuff like that, and it has a lot of new queries in the new version. They've introduced even ADCS, so it's good. I like it because I can run it in Docker. And I don't have to worry about installing all the third-party libraries and Neo4j and all of that. It does it all in Docker containers. So we need a hash for that, don't we? Do I have? Hash, I think. Okay, so we need the password that was added for this machine, which is, luckily for me, I copied it. And now we have the hash. But where is it? Okay, so and that's BloodHound, that's Kirby. Oh. We just need the hashes, don't we? Yeah. Hashes. We get a hash, and we should start it, and then we can run pet. What port is is it trying to run? Port 80. Maybe we need to kill the listener. Yeah. So let's do exit. Kill. No, let's just kill it from here. Agent, exit, process. Okay, and we need petit bottom, was it? To coerce. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. And then we have petit bottom, and we need to specify the parameters there, and let's see what we need. We have the target IP, which will be the machine. Then we need the DC IP, which is the same as the machine, and this would be our machine account with the password. What was the password again? Nope. That's the IP, not the password. There we go. And target would be, again, this one. What am I doing wrong here? Uh, 10, 14, 174. There we go. So, did we capture a ticket here? I don't think so. because we got an error message. Yeah. We do need a host name there. Okay. DC1. I think yeah, I'm thinking I think we need to add a DNS entry for our IP address. Maybe that's why it's not actually working. So let me just grab the IP address because I want to check something. Dig psycho.vl at yeah, we don't have an IP address in there. So we would need to add an IP address. Back to BloodHound then. Delegate. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, and we need to, well, we need to authenticate in the first place, so BloodHound host Caleb, add DNS record name. And data would be 10.10.41.74. Still doesn't have a... Maybe without the full domain name. Let's see. Yeah. So get yeah, it's been added wrongly, as I thought. Doesn't matter, we can just do... Yeah. So now if we do... Should return an IP address at some point. Let's do another dump. Yeah. So let me add that to my notes. So now, in theory, if we do the and instead of using that one, we use well, attack didn't work. Not really. Thanks for the follow, Volker. Let's see. Yes, it is updated now. There we go. Now it worked. So we needed to update to wait for the ticket to update. for the DNS to update, by the way. And that one. Okay. So DC ticket, and then we can use in-packet secrets dump from here to basically do a DC sync and do in-packet secrets dump, just DC, I think. Let's see. Yeah, just this. Yeah, let's just do administrator. Or should we do all of them? Let's do all of them. DC1.delegate. Yeah. There we go. So we can basically, we've done the relay attack, and now we have the administrator hash, which in theory we should be able to use with in-packet. So I can close that one and just do administrator. I think it's case H. Come on. Actually, I forgot to check if the port is open. No, it's not. So the SL port is not open. Mm-hmm. Why are you failing me now in packet? Let's try just... Let's see. It's a good point. Let's check. Well, we have the administrator's hash, so unless the administrator is not allowed to log in. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's a good point. Not sure if yes. Yeah, so WinRM says, well, NXC says all good. So I'm not sure why my evil WinRM is failing. Well, the same. I know why. Yeah, I've just noticed that the username is incorrect. Told you, it's late. There we go. It's funny. I wrote it correctly for NXC, but wrote it incorrectly for evil WinRM. So yeah, that DNS entry took a while, but so I think that's it for tonight. I'm gonna be streaming again Wednesday. I think it's my next stream. But I'll start at 9 p.m. GMT. So looking forward to see you guys then. Have a nice evening, and thanks for watching. Let's see if we can raid someone, shall we? I found someone to raid. Not sure if it's in English, but he's doing some hack the box.
Y nada, nos vemos en otro momento. Un saludo.